Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment with me, BringItDon. And we are going to talk to Ravel, the Night Hag. She looks ridiculous. Alright, let's get in here. The plump, hook-nosed crone before you doesn't look like a myth. She's outfitted in a simple, if dirty, brown shirt and leggings, with a number of pouches hanging from her frayed belt. She seems oblivious to your presence, more concerned with the tangled black roots woven together to form the floor of the maze than anything transpiring around her. Study her for a moment. A tangle of jagged gray hair juts from beneath the woman's hood, spreading down her shoulders like a mass of twisted gray roots. Sickly blue-gray flesh hangs in loose folds from her face. Her narrow chin, long and sharp, juts forward in an extreme underbite, and two filthy yellow canines protrude from her lower jaw, like small tusks. Attack her before she notices you. No thank you. Ravel? In case y'all couldn't hear that, she goes, visitors. The crone's voice is thick and scratchy, as if trying to force its way past layers of dust. Her eyes are dull, blood red, with black veins running through them like tree branches. As she gazes at you, a strange crawling sensation passes through you, like snakes burrowing beneath your skin. Greetings, Ravel.
Oh no, my pretty thing. Have you returned at last? You were gone so long. I feared you forgot poor, lonely Ravel.
Ravel's face splits into a grotesque smile, displaying a row of chipped, yellowed fangs. I did forget for a time. Now I have returned. Have you? But what has returned? She squints at you with her black-veined eyes and hisses softly. Let Ravel see how you've fared in this life. She reaches out as if to caress you, and you suddenly notice her fingers or talons, each fingernail filthy and wickedly sharp. Let her touch you. Her ragged talons trace their way across your skin, and in their wake you feel the same strange tingling sensation you felt when Ravel first looked at you. Her eyes dim somewhat, and her talons slide gently along the contours of your face, lingering on your scars. Should I try to feel here for you? I'm just gonna wait. Ravel's finger withdraws and she looks at you sadly. Oh, sad, sad, broken half thing. All a pieces. She squints at you again. No longer the one Ravel knew you, are you? No longer the one Ravel knew, are you? Are you still a broken after all this sad, sad time? Broken? What do you mean? A body you possess, but a body of knowledge you do not? She points her ragged talon at your chest, at your scars. Many and such scars you have, all scrawled on your skin. Many tales does your skin tell. What tales does my skin tell? Your scars and tattoos shout to me, here is a man in confrontation with the world. Ravel makes a crooning noise, not unlike a dying bird. Yes, such tales as would shrivel even... Why would you say it? Such tales as would shrivel a hag's ears. Tell me these tales. I would know them. The tales are many. They echo of balance, imbalanced, trials of war, battles with fiendish elements, a creature that feeds on others from afar to sustain itself, and of torments. Such torments flesh has never known. Balance imbalanced? Divided in two you were, when your mortality was peeled from you. No longer balanced, much broken in the separation. Both a blessing and a mistake, but more a mistake than blessing, Ravel thinks. You took my mortality? How? Forgotten the how of it I have. Have I? Ravel's gaze dims for a moment, the black veins swimming in her eyes. And even if I remembered, God, that's so annoying. And even if I remembered it, I would never do it twice. Not forgotten the moment, have I? After the break, seeing the pain stream from your veins, your cries like a wailing child. Every bit of your being filled with emptiness. Terrible, even for these eyes. So that's why I feel hollow inside? Because my mortality is gone? Very well. What are these other tales my skin tells? Okay, trials of war? Great, great trials of war. Much too much to be borne by any mortal thing. What war? Where? This war touches all, my precious half-man. There's no place where its caress is not felt. Did it touch you? Ravel's voice drops, almost bitter. To this, Ravel says aye. And that would explain the scars. What are these other tales my skin tells? Are they talking about the Blood War? That's the only major war that we know of, right? Battles with fiendish elements? Two fiends butt heads. Ravel sniffs as in contempt. Their tiny heads filled with ideas of how the planes should be, yet can never be, or the planes they would be no longer. Such foolishness. I'm not certain I understand. What are these other tales my skin tells? A creature that feeds on others from afar. No base hungers do you feel, but far, far more terrible ones boil beneath your skin. And such a cost. Hungers? What do you mean? I know not. Not? Not the nature nor the cause of these hungers. But heed this. Coming events cast their shadows before them, my precious half-man. There is no saying of what these events will be, not even with Ravel's eyes. Very well. What are these other tales my skin tells? Jeez. And these torments. What are these torments you speak of?
Updated my journal.
A lodestone pulls iron to it, and so do you, my precious half-man. But it is not iron, but tormented souls. As others suffer, they are drawn to you, and your path becomes theirs. She makes a sweeping gesture. Do you not see them in the eyes of those that have traveled here with you? My companions. What do you mean? Do you wish to explain, Gith? Ravel throws a burning glance at Dakan, tempered with a fanged smile. Vows may prove tighter than any chain, no? The manacles of a race once enslaved, now a slave again. Dakan is silent, but his blade shifts at Ravel's words. The blade darkens, the edge sharpening until the karak itself seems to carry a horrible malevolence about it. Watch your words, Ravel. The cogbox. Ravel's gaze drifts to Nordum. Once it knew only suffering's definition, but now it feels its sting. There is no room for two in the world of ones and zeros, no place for mayhap in a house of trues and falses, and no green with envy in a black and white world. When it discovers how the planes turn, when it discovers the truth behind loyalty and illogic, more torments will it know. I like this. I like these lines. Or line, I guess, the sentence. Once it only knew suffering's definition, but now it feels its sting. Oh, I guess sentences. There's no room for twos in the world of ones and zeros. Ravel, leave my companions alone. I have... Whew. The chattering skull. Ravel doesn't bother to even look at Mort, as if he is beneath her notice. Are the quips enough of a shield for what lies buried inside your brain box? Why speak truths when lies suffice? Mort, what do you mean, Ravel? The abyssal temptress. Ravel sneers, her yellowed fangs piercing her purpled lips as she squints at fall from grace. A skin so fair, lips so rich, eyes that might cause you to forget Ravel herself. And yet she suffers, more than any other. When one turns on their nature, many are the torments that arise from such a betrayal. Ravel. Grace replies softly, almost cautiously. I have come to terms with You lie, succubus. Ravel's lips peel back in a snarl. You lie. Do not dare lie to me, when your heart is a book to me. Every word you spit screams of your torment. Have a care with your words, Ravel. Enough of this. Ah. Ravel gestures at Anna, as if she is for sale upon an auction block. Look upon the feisty tiefling. Such fiery hair and voice. Ravel smiles, baring her rows of yellow teeth. Shall I speak of your torment, tiefling? Anna seems paralyzed, her eyes wide as Ravel turns her black-veined gaze to her. You can see her trembling, her heart beating fast. No, I shall not speak of it. Ravel's voice drops, almost in exhaustion, and the smile fades from her face. Grown tired of cruelties and torments, Ravel has. The world is a jagged enough place. She turns to you, her bloody eyes dimmed, and she sighs. And my precious, precious half-man, for you, the greatest torment of all, life forevermore. Can it be life a cares for you as Ravel does? She gnashes her yellow tusks with a horrid clacking noise. One so brave, so passionate, so terribly lost. Sad, sad. Ravel, why did you make me immortal? I must know. A puzzle of bone and skin were you, always, intriguing, and the most beloved of all who came to me, petitioning, requesting, pleading, pleasing? Pleading for help. Ravel stares hard at you, her black-veined ember eyes narrowing. So hard to see a past the scars, to dig up the man who once was underneath. Ravel, can you tell me anything about who I once was? A shadow with substance, a seeking that which casts the light. I know you more, and know... No? Ravel pauses, her eyes dimming. No more than I know the nature of any man. Crossed paths have we. A man tainted with undeath, still feeling the pangs of separation, and an old withered crone, now all imprisoned. Crossed paths? Seems it that we are a meeting for the first time? No, not. Not? Ravel seems confused for a moment, then shudders, as if throwing off a weight. Not at all. An echo of a future meeting this is, or a past meeting, depending on which way time is facing. So this meeting echoes a meeting in the past. The now and then, very similar? So tangled the now and then is, both mirrored in each other. Once and again, you come before me with a problem, to challenge me for a solution, to an impossibility. Ravel hisses at you, and her eyes blaze. Beautiful, ungrateful, beloved man. What was this impossibility I asked you to solve? Ravel doesn't seem to have heard you. She still seems to be in the past, for her eyes dim as if looking far away. Such fires in your eyes, enough to stir a grey lady's heart, passion to be free, but when freed, the fire in your eyes guttered out. With the separation, your life has shed all meaning, I fear. Ravel smiles with her yellowed fangs, then clicks them together as if laughing. Mayhap you should sit on your hind legs and lip your forepaws. Mayhap Ravel will give you another scrap of knowing. Okay, I don't think that I want to beg. Alright, fine. If begging will bring me the aid... No, I will not beg for your aid, Ravel. I don't know if this is going to cut the conversation short or not. I have a feeling that it's just going to drop it. And I don't want that, so I will beg here just to get more dialogue. But just know, I would not beg. Normally. In the real life, I would not beg. I'm torn. Alright, whatever. I'm not going to beg. If begging will bring me answers, then I beg you, Ravel. Tell me what you know. I need your help in remembering what happened. Ah, a gentled heart now. Ravel's black-veined eyes glint, and the corner of her mouth twists upwards like a snake. Has life softened you? Ah, but one can hope. Ravel, I have many questions I wish to ask you. Oh, more questions do you have? Ravel croons softly, but there is an edge to it, as if she is reprimanding you. Tick-tick. We have already asked so many. Ravel's black-veined eyes take on a curious gleam. The time for my questions is now half man. Alright, very well, Ravel. Ask your questions. Know this, and know Ravel's law. If you do not answer my questions, no more of your questions will I answer, my precious man. Step lightly with the answers, or the asking shall tear you apart. Your rules are fair. Ask your questions, Ravel. I would know why you traveled here with these others. No, not the place they... Wait, I would know why you traveled here with these others. No, not the place they were traveling to. They chose to walk this path with me. I don't... What is this? Of course they knew. Who would not want to travel here with you, beautiful Ravel? Few opportunities does life provide for such a meeting. They wish to see if the tales of your power and beauty were true, as I knew them to be. Why would I... They chose to walk this path with me. Chose? Ah, a dangerous word. Is it so? Yes. Yes? Ravel throws a black-veined glance at Dakan, her voice like an arrow. Is it choice? Is it choice gift? Is it? Or is it a matter of two skies? Dakan's blade bleeds into a vicious dead black, mirroring his eyes. And to your surprise, the Karak edge silently splits into jagged fangs. Ravel, leave him be. I will answer your questions, not them. What of the cog box? Ravel turns to Nordum, sneering. What does it know of choice? She snaps her fingers like the sound of cracking bone. There is only obey and obey. Query. What does Nordum define choice? The act of choosing, selection. The right or opportunity to choose. Nordum, stop. This is between Ravel and I. Look, Ravel. Ravel turns to Mort. Skull, skull, skull. Ravel clicks her tongue after each word, and her smile widens. Your expression is difficult to read without the skin wrapping, but I feel your fear from here. Coming here was not your choice. Well, I didn't have anything better to do except to go to one of the ladies' mazes and meet one of the evilest creatures ever to set foot in Sigil. So I said, sure, why not? Mort, be quiet. Ravel, I. Be quiet? Mort clacks his teeth. Like the hells I will. I think we've listened to this crone rattle her bone box enough, and now she's got some pair of stones, saying I haven't got any skin. So what if I don't? Obviously the fact she has skin has done wonders for her looks. Does she think I like being naked all the time? And another thing. Mort, cut it out. Ravel, look. The succubus. Ravel squints. Did she have a choice? Mayhap in her smooth-skinned mind of soft silks and hard truths. Maybe. Choice. Tick. But no. A sensate must experience all, and to refuse to come, not a sensate you'd be. Still no choice. Ravel, enough of this. The tiefling. The fiery one. Ravel cackles softly, and her eyes kindle as if amused. No choice. At all. When you feel instead of think, there is little room for choice. Anna makes no response. Ravel's mere presence seems to have silenced her. Her tail has stopped flicking, however, and her eyes have lost their hard edge. Enough with this, Ravel. What other questions did you have? Shh. There'll be time enough for you to speak, my precious man. Ravel taps the talon against one of her yellow tusks. This question next. What do you feel for these that have come with you? Do they matter in your heart? She smiles, black veins dancing in her eyes. Or are they tools for your will? Truth. They matter to me. Even the gift? Ravel's ember gaze falls into Khan, then slides off to lock with your eyes again. Speak what he means to you, and say it true, or blanketing my guarding he will be. Blanketing your garden? Is she gonna, spread him out? Yeah, he is my ally. I know him. He is my friend. Ah, Ravel nods, then she smiles again, her talons tapping against each other. Does that surprise you? What of the skull? Ravel doesn't even bother to look at Mort. Surely he matters not to one such as you. Or does he? Yeah, I like him. He is my friend. Yeah, I like him. He is my friend. Curious her, Ravel smiles. Quite the puzzle box you are shaping up to be. What else lurks in the dark places of your mind? I hide nothing. Ah, Ravel's voice takes on a threatening weight as she turns to fall from grace, her red eyes blazing. And here's the core of it, the abyssal temptress. Does she rise above the merely carnal to you, or is she something else in your eye? Grace says nothing. She seems to be studying Ravel intently. You are suddenly struck with the feeling Grace is sizing up Ravel for weaknesses. Oh. Ravel turns back to you, clacking her yellow tusks as if in anticipation. Speak, precious man. Have a care where your words fall. What is she to you, beautiful Ravel? She cannot even compare to your looks, your intellect, I'm not interested in Ravel. Can you romance Ravel? Is that what's going on here? Because this is the second time something like this has happened. I'm gonna say I like her. She has many good qualities. I consider her a friend. Ravel slides her gaze off of you and narrows her eyes at Grace. Enough of these games, Ravel. Look. Ravel turns, clacks her tusks, then glances at Anna with a sneer. What of this slip of flesh, the fiendling, the tiefling with the scarlet hair and the fiery passion? What is she to you, my precious man? Nothing, beautiful Ravel, only you hold meaning to me. No other. No. I could fall in love with her, because I do plan on romancing Anna. Ravel glances at Anna, then snorts, her black veined eyes gleaming. So be it. Enough of these games, Ravel. Look. My next question is this. Ravel's voice drops, almost whispering. And suddenly, you have a strange feeling she does not want to hear the answer. Why did you wait so long to return to me? Ravel grew lonely without you, precious man. The way to this place is difficult, Ravel. Is the way so hard? A hint of a smile plays on the corners of her mouth. Then your visit is precious, and I give thanks. Have you another question for me? Ah, yes. The third and last question is this. As Ravel opens her mouth to speak her final question, you are suddenly gripped with the terrible realization that this final question has murdered many others to whom it has been asked. You know what it is, and you feel it welling up within you, and you feel compelled to ask it. Echo. What can change the nature of a man? Ooh.
What can change the nature of a man?
You, Ravel, as you change my nature forever. I won't go into detail, but I am going to pick 2 because I do believe that is the case, and it has, it can make people better. So I'm going to pick 2. And that is your answer? The veins in Ravel's eyes begin to shift slightly. She gives an evil smile. Be certain before you say. It may not be your answer, but it is my answer. And that is all I wish for, my precious man. Ravel's smile relaxes. A simple answer, and in the end, many other men have I laid low while they sought my answer. That's it? I thought. Ravel cackles. Countless times has a question been asked, and not once did the pathetic shells who came afore me answered with their... Oh my goodness. Countless times has the question been asked, and not once did the pathetic shells who came afore me answered with their answer, but always sought to creep inside my mind and find what I thought. Tick. There is no truth in that. I don't believe you. In fact, I don't think they ever could have answered you true, even if it was true to them. Ravel falls suddenly, strangely silent. She is watching you warily. You never cared about any answer other than mine. Ever. Did you? Yet you still asked the question, knowing that no matter what the answer they gave, they would die by your hand.
Updated my journal.
Ravel hisses. Of course your answer was the only one I sought. For you're the only reason I asked the question. Did you think I cared for them? Tick. Did you think I even cared a fraction of the amount for them that I cared for you, my precious man? Answer me that. I'm through answering your questions, Ravel. Now you'll answer mine. Of course. Ever questions, ever questions. Why did you make me immortal, Ravel? It's what you wanted, seedling, and you asked so sweetly. Now how could Ravel say no to one such as you? Immortality was your solution, and your challenge to me. My solution? But why? I don't know, seedling. Time has chipped away at my memories as well, it would seem. Seem? If you remember, tell me. I'm a curious myself. It must have been something important. Isn't it in the nature of a man to want to live forever? Only if what lies on the other path carries greater pain. Ravel, this is very important. Do you have any idea why I asked you to do it? Death was a thing you needed to dodge. An easy thing to say, mayhap, but to do, it is not. Immortality, even with its flaws, was the best solution this withered mind could untangle. Yet, lead or lead is not easily a change. Yeah, lead is not easily a change to gold, but it is possible. Thought the unwise. Unwise? Ravel. If water can be drawn from blood, mortality can be taken from a mortal, peeled back like a sticky film. So you pulled it off. The gulf between man and unman is great. You traveled the distance. I provided the means, but you crossed on your own. Ravel slaps her head and rakes her hand through her hair. Bad Ravel. Mortals are too flawed to be made to last. Still they break. They must be dragged kicking and screaming into an unhealthy new world. Unhealthy? So the ritual was flawed? Shortcuts must be made, and they can break the molded. For it is not always the mold that breaks, but the substance poured within it. Pour something into a shape it was not meant to be, and it breaks. I thought the material was of stronger stuff, but you have been broken. But I am immortal. Surely that was a success. You have survived long, immortal one, but you become the prey of the creature that is life. She cups her hands, then reverses it, forming a canopy with her hands. The body is but a hut for the soul, but now no one dwells in your hut. What went wrong with the ritual? Puzzle flesh broken, beautiful, beautiful mortal man. The ritual was not a finished thing. Ravel's brows wrinkle and her talons pick at her hair, tugging at a lone strand. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but... The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. The casting of shadows, the quiet, violent deaths of the mind, and the painstaking emptiness. These things, dangerous are in such a fragile vessel, no matter how strong a mortal man. Regret them and the ritual, do I. Casting of shadows. Ungrateful shades, but ungrateful without cause? The shades, they hate you, nameless one, for they are fathered by you, your children, once forsaken, they will never forgive. They will do everything they can to destroy the parent, such is the way of children. How do I father shades, these shadows? So these things were somehow birthed by me? Is it every time I die a shadow appears? But why would they try to kill me? I guess because I escaped death, I should have died there? Right? Alright. You cast shadows on existence, nameless one. With every death, a shadow arises fresh from the fields of your flesh. They all wander for a time, but they always return, looking to murder their parent. Such is the way of many offspring. Ravel purses her lips in disapproval, then suddenly pokes you in the chest with a talon. And thankless young men such as yourself. Tell me more about this ritual. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. Okay, we've already talked about that. The quiet, violent death of the mind? 1,000 deaths, and you recover from each. Not so the mind. The mind is much more fragile. Its scars run deep and do not heal. The brain is encased in a hard bone shell, difficult to breach, but with no defense against that which eats at it from within. I'll tell you more about this ritual. Alright, we've already read that. Painstaking emptiness? You have a hole where? Where your mortality once lay within your shell. She makes her hand into a fist and shakes it. Rattle, rattle goes the hollow man, a baby's plaything, with naught but a tiny stone that clatters and clacks in your frame. Despite these problems, it seems like the ritual worked.
Updated my journal.
Do you doubt Ravel? Of course I delivered on what was promised. Not long after the spell drew to a close, I killed you to see if it had worked. You struggled so, but I kept my grip tight and watched you die your first of many deaths. Ravel clacks her teeth. Then I was learned in its flaws. What flaws? Ego enwraps us like a prison. Forgot I did that it oft times serves as a shield. Ravel clicks her tongue. My pretty, pretty thing, there is much wisdom and understanding in the truth that life is a preparation for the ultimate goal, death. Our life is a means by which we learn how to die, if we forget such things. So that's when you discovered I lost my memories when I died. Yes, Ravel nods. Unfortunate. Without the mortality to hold such memories tight, the shell a body is. So you took my mortality from me. Is it still intact? Ravel seems surprised, then alarmed. Yes, yes, yes. Fear not for a broken mortality. If you are here talking at me, intact your mortality must be. Such a thing cannot, not be destroyed as long as you exist. You're an anchor of your mortal soul. As long as you are intact, so shall it be. Made to last are you. Ravel smiles and gives a wheezing laugh. For life swallowed you and spit you out. It swallowed him, but I don't know if he came out of that end. Enough of this. Look, Ravel, you took my mortality from me, and it has caused more harm than good. I will take it back now. You've had it over long, I think. You make a demand. Ravel's black-eyed veins sharpen and twist, taking a disturbing awareness, and she bares her yellow fangs. No, no, no. That, Ravel, I will not do. What is undone cannot be done. Okay. Why not? Ravel cannot give such a thing to you, my precious man, for Ravel has nothing to give. I never possessed you or your mortality. Though I wish to keep them both in my garden as selfish affection's keepsakes, trace the patterns of your flesh, but such things Ravel's could not bring herself to do. Why not? You loved him. Anna breaks her silence. She sounds astonished. You loved him, you did. Ravel gives a low, wide smile. Is that so hard for you to believe, fiendling? She cackles softly to herself. Does Ravel being Ravel, and thus a myth, not deserve to carry such a feeling in her black brambled heart? No creature is undeserving of such a feeling, Ravel. Gray speaks softly. The histories do not paint such a compassionate picture of you, however. Tick. The past is past, and histories care little for us speaking the truth of it. Ravel frowns, then her voice drops slightly, threateningly, as she studies Grace. The feeling brushed me, yes. And now hold your silver tongue, abyssal daughter. I need not your soft words to cloud the air here. The man and I shall speak, and you shall bow out of this. I shall attend to you shortly. Enough, Ravel. If you don't have my mortality, where is it? I don't know, sweet thing, but if I were you, I'd get it back quick. No telling what horrible things someone could do to you if they held your mortality for ransom. Ravel clicks her talons together. It would like be holding someone's sweet, succulent soul. A puppet dancing on someone's strings would you be, and a most sad puppet too. Too? Know where it is, I do not. Well, hold a moment. You say you don't know where my mortality is. Do you know someone who does know where it is? Ravel smiles horridly, her tusks gleaming. Clever you are. Yes, there is another who might know the things that Ravel does not. Another may know? Who? Ravel's eyes dim as if staring at something in the distance, and her voice slows. A fair-skinned one, must you ask. An angel, a deva, one who soars on the wings of morning and with his hands is the architect of horizons. He lies beyond my keeping in another cage, in another prison. And his knowing is the knowing of what you wish to know. Ask him your questions, listen to his answers, use them as guides. Where can I find this angel?
Updated my journal.
In leaving this prison to another cursed prison you will arrive, though it may not appear as such to casual glances. Step lightly and find the golden link in the ever-shortening chain. The light shall give the dark of the matter, and new paths shall open to you. Delightfully cryptic, though not surprising. Thanks. Ravel cackles. Of the past I am not held to particulars. You are fortunate to receive anything, O caustic ones. Caustic one. Oh, am I? It's just that the chain of who knows what and where they are never seems to be a smooth series of links. Ah, Ravel smiles, holding up one of her talons. That is why you must keep each link safe, for if they are not smooth now, imagine what the chain will be like when more links shatter. Time and death are not as patient with others as they are with you. What are you saying? What if one of your precious links was to die? And what if you forgot yourself again? What would you do then? Where would your stolen mortality be then? It would be lost forever, for there would be no one left to ask how to reach it. Tracing your path would become harder, mayhap impossible. True enough. In any event, I had other questions for you, Ravel. Of course. Ever questions. I have some questions about you, Ravel. Yes, ask your questions about Ravel, my precious man. Ravel, who are you? Where did you come from? I? Ravel am I, a maker and breaker of puzzles, a solver of what cannot be solved, a mind raveling and unraveling until the threads of thought are tied up like knots in a drunken man's hair. Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger. It is enough it is. But what are you? Some have called you a night hag, whatever that is. Night hag? Ravel gives a ghastly smile, her yellow teeth like needles. I am but a woman who has sorely missed her beloved creation. Some have named me Crone, Grey Lady, Yaga Sister, Night Hag, but myself is my name, Ravel. Ravel who puzzles well, providing conundrums to decipher and laying impossibilities low. But? Many things are said about we Grey Ladies. A race are we Night Hags, but an individual am I. Some call us evil of old, stalkers of mortal dreams, the kindly ones, ugly, hideous things whose homes lie in the dark places of men's minds. Ravel's eyes narrow to reddish sparks. That means nothing to me. What would one such as you call one such as I, pretty thing? I find you beautiful, Ravel. Not perhaps to the eye, but your mind seems sharp and vibrant. I don't know. Yeah, because she's kind of ugly inside and out. She's not a good person. 'Cause she killed all those people. Yeah. Yeah, ugly I need not be, pretty thing. My shape is but water to my will, and I may reweave its fibers to a more pleasing tapestry. Ravel glances at Fall from Grace, then smiles and licks her lips. Yes. Ravel, what?
I feel stronger.
Yeah, leveled up. She turned into Fall from Grace. Ravel has melted into Fall from Grace, taking on demeanor, her features, her clothes. Is his shape more pleasing? Ravel smiles, her teeth now a brilliant, perfect white, the lips with just a hint of red. So cultured and breathtaking? She motions you to come closer. Come, my precious man. My lips will not burn with abyssal torments. Lay your lips upon mine. No, Ravel. Mayhap, is it the rougher woman that you crave? One of the passionate fire? The one of passionate fire. Ravel glances at Anna, who stiffens as Ravel's gaze pins her. Mayhap it is her that whets your appetite. Ravel, stop this. I have no more time for your Ravel has melted into Anna's shape, taking her demeanor, her features, her leather vest. Is it the rough-edged woman that you crave? The one for whom age has not yet tempered her passions? Ravel's tail flicks as if in anticipation. Come caress my lips with your own, and I shall please you. No. You blink and Ravel is twisted back into her original form. A difficult man to please are you, Pa. I wonder today why there are no males of our kind. What other shapes can you turn yourself into? Maybe some Mebeth. Maybe some, Mebeth none. Mebeth was the woman in Ragpicker Square, right? Ravel seems confused by the question. I've not remembered such. Iveen, mayhap? Neither Smarta nor Marta. So many threads and branchings, so many Ravels. Always stitching and mending and growing on my forms. What? Alright, Mebeth? You were Mebeth? That may have been one of my names, yes? Ravel looks more confused, her black-veined eyes becoming misty. Names are difficult to remember. Her voice becomes faint, like calling across a great distance. Well, Mebeth was kind to me and helped me, Ravel. That means you helped me. I thank you. As you mentioned Mebeth, all the color seems to bleed out of Ravel's face until she is gray and ashen. Literally. It's like the color just vanished. And who might ye be, Does your path bring you back to old Mebeth's door, child? Yes, it does, Mebeth. I came to learn more of the art. Can you teach me any more? Pa, I am but a midwife, child. Such power as the art commands is much beyond me. Such power as the art commands is much beyond... Okay. I don't think so. I think you may have more to teach me than you realize. Much more. Then comes the question like an echo. You want to learn the art, you do? Why do you want to learn such things? Because I may need it to solve the mystery of who I am. After a moment, Ravel, Mebeth, nods. The art may help, it may not, and you must not rely on it to solve all of your problems. She sighs. Child, it's most like only going to add another chip to your pile of questions. She leans in close. But if you'd know, then listen. Listen.
Updated my journal.
Holy crap, 90,000 experience. And +1 wisdom. Mebeth, Ravel whispered something, and you feel different, changed somehow. She told you something horrible, something about how the planes work, but your mind has shut out her words, and you cannot recall them. Just thinking about them sets your heart pounding. Ravel told you something you're not sure anyone was ever meant to know. She's watching you, studying you. Yeah, what other shapes have you been, Ravel? You were Iveen in the mortuary? One moment. In her own way, Iveen helped me, Ravel. That means you helped me, and I thank you. Almost unconsciously, Ravel's hand reaches out for you, and just for a moment, you swear they were Iveen's talons. Stand your ground. Ravel's left hand plucks a hair from your head, hooks it around her talons, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It's barely more than a pinprick, but but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. Let her work.
Updated my journal.
Plus 3 HP. As it was with Ivine, the sensation is curiously painless. The thread and stitching seems to be going much deeper, almost inside you, without actually going beyond the surface of the skin. In moments, Ravel's talons draw back, and you feel better, stronger. Ravel mutters in Ivine's voice, dumb zombie. What are their shapes? And you were that barmy seamstress in the buried village? Marta? Marta was barmy, Ravel, but she was not unkind and not unhelpful. If you were her, then you mean me no harm, and I thank you. As you say her name, Ravel's face seems to shift. Her blue skin sags until she's wearing the same sour, curt-faced expression you saw on Marta's face. Come on now, don't be all difficult on Marta. She raises the talon of her index finger like a scalpel and advances upon you. False, nasty corpse. Stand your ground. Ravel's filthy talon jabs into your abdomen, then pulls it brutally downwards in a saw-like motion, but there is no pain. You watch as your skin peels slowly back from her touch. No blood issues from the wound. Look at this, Marta. Look at this. Let her work. Ravel's free hand digs into your chest where she loops your intestines up like yarn and plucks them from your stomach. As she does, your stomach seals up as if time was going backwards. Marta, Ravel holds up your intestines like a trophy. Pretty, eh, Marta? One shouldn't swallow such a thing. No. Can I have those back, please? I might need them later. As she hands you the ropey mass, despite the freshness, the fluids surrounding your intestines have dried like resin. Feels more like a loop of glazed rope. Thanks. I'll treasure this
Updated
always.
my journal.
Marta Ravel nods slowly. As well he should, shouldn't he, Marta? Yes he should, Marta. Powerful magic to be found in the guts of immortal? Yes. Not like teethies or eyes. Alright, what is this place? Ravel gestures around her. Once a maze of lifeless stone it was, featureless, but a small black seed was wound in my hair, and when I came to this place, and it grew strong amongst the stone, flourishing, until it ran thick throughout the maze like the unraveling hair of a crone. And so this maze of another becomes my garden. Some other questions for you. Why were you imprisoned, Ravel? I tried to help a lady, and kindly she did not take to it. The Lady of Pain? You tried to help her? My offering of help was unwelcome. I tried to set her free. Sigil is the cage. A city of doors and locks is a prison for her. It must be, mustn't it be? Why else call the city of Sigil the cage? And who is caged? The lady. A prison so small for one so great. Unjustness, wrongness, intolerable to torment a woman thusly. I think I know who should be in a cage. I try to break the cage, let the lady go free. She makes a shooing motion, her expression becoming pained as she scatters invisible birds. Shoo, O pained woman. Let Sigil's ring be broken so you might fly far away from its filthy streets, and the stupid Davis that dare not speak in words for fear their thoughts would be overheard. Ravel's hands slowly stop their shooing motion, and she gives a slow sigh. Go on. Before I could finish, I have found myself here, and my memory is none the better for the trip. Much has slipped away, much forgotten. Yes, it was. Is. Was? Ravel smiles with her yellow teeth. The dwindling of memory has become a comfort to these old bones. Much have I forgotten. I am fortunate that I still remember you. One moment. Ravel, but why did you try to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil?
Updated my journal.
Ravel's voice drops, almost reprimanding. I resent anyone, even a power, being imprisoned, and think that all, everyone, whether stones, shores, or quiet-bladed ladies, should be free. Some have said more fool I. Why risk such a thing, they said. I do think that you did the right thing trying to set her free, Ravel, if she is truly imprisoned. I'm glad that we share a like mind and view like-minded on this matter. Yet, when I cannot let matters well enough alone, it seems to mine eyes that there are lives and dreams that are left in pieces on the ground. Yeah, so you're at fault, Ravel? At least you tried where others would have lacked the courage. I see no fault in your intentions. In fact, I see only strength. Ravel stares at you in silence for a moment, then she cackles to herself. Such honey words. How have I missed you, my precious half-man? You sing so sweetly. Stone would give up its blood for you. There's no harm in speaking the truth. I have other questions for you, Ravel. I'm going to do this again, because I want to ask her if she was trying to set me free. Is that what you were trying to do when I met you so long ago? Were you trying to set me free? Quite possibly. Possibly quite. Life's chains and fear of death may have gripped too tightly on the man I knew. Knew? Knew then. Whatever. Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger. No liking for chains and cages as Ravel have. Ah, so I was caged somehow, or chained? It sounds to me as if your memory is stirring, Ravel. Yes. Ravel blinks for a moment, and her black-veined eyes become duller, as if she has been struck with a heavy weapon. Her talon tightens around the gray hair, so tightly it looks like she's about to tear it from her skull. Mayhap, you were trapped? It was no normal cage that held you. Do you have any idea what held me?
Updated my journal.
Ravel looks confused, and her face twists as if she is fighting an unpleasant thought. I have forgotten. Mayhap a promise? No. Her finger tightens around the gray hair, and to surprise there is a snap like a twig breaking. Ravel tears the hair from her head. A trickle of black blood worms from beneath her skull cap, and she hisses in anger. Ravel, are you alright? Wow, 90,000 experience again. No more will I say. Ravel's face wrinkles in pain, the talon covered with the blood-tipped gray hair. Even plucked from her head, it looks jagged and stiff. I do not know, and no knowing shall I share. She stares down at the gray hair wrapped around her talon, and then she hisses and flicks it to you. Take this, and leave the past where it lies, half-man. Very well, Ravel. Then there is nothing more to be said on the matter. I had some other questions. See, the legends claim you're a powerful mage, Ravel. Can you teach me some of the art? Ravel frowns disapprovingly, her bluish skin twisting like a rag. Does Ravel know the art? Is your mind gone away of the mortality, a thing all up and lost? I have forgotten more of the art than you shall. She jabs you with one of her talons. Ever. She jabs you again. No. Can you teach me some of the art, then? Ravel narrows her black-veined eyes, studying you. Mayhap I could be persuaded by one such as you, though any other would not have such a chance, nor the boon I offer. Are you a rudimentary student in the arts, or am I facing a tried, true, and tired master? I'm a master in the arts. Very well. Ravel's voice changes, alternating in pitch, like someone plucking a stringed instrument. Much have I learned tending this garden. Charms and incantations distilled from the barbs. She begins to hum slightly to herself, rhyming, swaying ways of the consonants, constants, and motions that bring the briars to your aid. Listen, the branches will speak of it. Close your eyes and listen. As you close your eyes and listen, a great trembling passes through you, as if dozens of barbed snakes were burrowing beneath your flesh. Just when you think the pain is more than you can bear, you suddenly, instinctively, begin humming the same tune that Ravel did, and the pain ebbs. In the distance of the maze, you can hear the clicking of the tree creatures as if responding to your call. Continue to hum. Ravel watches you with a curious light in her black-veined eyes. Such power. She gives a soft hiss as if in wonder, and her lips peel back in a smile. And it touches all that hear it. You are powerful, my precious man. So powerful. One day even the plains may bend to your will. I do not wish such a thing, Ravel. There are many who would walk that path, but not I. Ravel nods, then nods at your hand, which to your surprise holds a number of black barb seeds. Take those seeds, use them as you will, and to this I grant an additional boon. She plucks a hair from her head and takes a handful of the seeds, placing them in her palm, then crushes them. A small trail of blackish blood runs from her hand. When she opens it, there is no wound, only a necklace of black barbs, woven around a lock of Ravel's gray hair. Take this, it is of me, and it will serve you well. Take the seeds and the strange barb charm.
Updated my journal.
Save those seeds, precious man. Use not all of them, for they may prove more useful in other planes and in other planes in this maze. Wait, what? They may prove more useful in other places in this maze, but if powerful you are, these places you will find. Very well, I had other questions for you, Ravel. Questions regarding my inputs. Okay, we've already talked about that. Alright, well thank you for the information you've given me, Ravel. I must leave now. Hold. Ravel's voice drops to a low hiss, like that of a serpent. The most important question you have yet to ask, my precious man. Has it occurred to you yet? Yes, I need to know how to leave this place. Do you know the answer to this question? I know the branchings of this place, the twistings and bendings and burrowings. Though there are no leaves here, one may take their leave when they wish it. So do you know how to leave? Wrap your hands about you like branches. Make them encircle your chest like a cage. Step from the edge of the maze into the darkness, and into another cage your body shall go. A simple leaving, but there is no return when that final step is taken. So take heed, and take what you need before you take the step. Which of the edges of the maze do I leave by? One moment. Which? A question posed to the witch. Which? One of the edges knows not I. The remembering of which has failed me, and the edges of the maze have had little to say on the matter. You've known how to leave all this time? Then why don't you leave? Why stay when one can leave is your question to me. Ravel breaks into a crooked smile, displaying a row of fangs. I turn the question upon its head, and sending it scurrying back to you. The answer lies not in the staying or leaving, but in the causes and reasons, my precious half-man. Don't you want to leave? It is a once want, but not a now want, and more a knotted want. What do I need that lies beyond my brambled walls? It is a cruel, jagged world beyond the edges of this maze. Ravel has pulled enough of its shards from her skin. Well, very well. Thank you, Ravel. I must bid you farewell. As you're about to utter your farewell, you suddenly feel a crawling sensation in your skull, and you notice that Ravel's black-veined eyes have taken on a strange, predatory fire. You're not going to let me leave, are you, Ravel? A perceptive question, yet it is not the real question. Ravel's voice takes on a strange whisper, very sad that sends a faint echo through your mind. The question is, do you wish to leave me, half-man? I have to. It's important that I find out all I can about myself, and there's much more I need to know. There is a terrible shimmering in the air around Ravel, and the sound of snapping twigs and cracking tree limbs, and the horrid sound of the trees bending and splintering. What? Ravel's lips peel back and her voice becomes shrill, like a howling wind. What do you know of knowing, half-man? Know this, that you will stay here until the end days in my brambled garden, never to leave, and you shall love me, as you were meant, as you were promised. I'm afraid I would be poor company, Ravel, and I cannot stay in any event. I'm afraid you must allow me passage. I shall not let you leave. I have the power to keep you here, and I shall use it. My black-barred maze shall not allow you to travel beyond it while I live, my precious, precious man. Ravel, I don't want to fight you. Don't do this. Allow me passage, and I shall return to visit. I'm not going to return to visit you. So the only way I can leave this is when you're dead. Very well. Mayhap it is you who have made a mistake by underestimating me, crone.
You have forgotten your place, half-man. Humility is in order.
We'll see, witch. I got achievement. Branchings.
Portal detected.
Like how we all took the time to line up and square up against each other.
Attend me, my pets.
Gather to me.
Wait, do I have pets as well?
You have become strong.
Cool. Anyway, I want to see what I got from her. Black Barb Seed allows you to use copy Black Barb Curse into Spellbook. Invokes Black Barb Shield. Intestinal Phylactery. Plus 2 to armor class. This gives me... Man, I lose in armor class, but I get the extra health. And the armor class is better. Let's get the Black Barb Curse. And, alright, that's a usable thing. Alright, well, regardless, we have a fight ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
Let's call Lightning.
What's up?
Mort tried to taunt her so she can't cast spells.
Therefore, I am.
How may I help?
I think.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
You know. One more second. I get a puke. Yeah.
Alright, so far so good.
Ready. I'm listening.
What else do we got over here? So, we do more spiritual hammers, I guess. Let's do prayer.
Spell got disrupted.
Alright, let's get you out of there.
I'm here.
I hear your words. I will hear you.
Let's go ahead and get Power of 1 going.
Hi, what? I'm here.
She should be casting a spell right now. Oh, did we win?
Man.
Boom, unraveling. Another achievement. That's a new shadow. It's also very loud buzzing, I'm sorry. Holy crap, that was loud. So they all gonna come and try and kill me? I guess Ravel's power was keeping them at bay. The hands look stupid. Alright, let's kill this thing. Alright, what's on the ground for us? Bunch of stuff. Alright. Let's look at these and then we'll call it an episode. +2 charisma, a bunch of resistances, but -1 to wisdom. Yeah, I think this is just straight better. Let's use the Fiendish Eye. Why doesn't it actually have a requirement? We won't read that right now. More Black Barb necklaces or charms. I might give these to Mort. Scroll of Black Sphere. Ooh, that's a really good spell. So I'm really glad we got that. Ravel's Fingernail. Unique artifact. Oh, is it a dagger? This twisted fingernail of extruded night hag skin has got to be one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. Its mottled green, red, and black surface is almost a foot long, and it seems like it was used alternately as a scratching aid, nose-picking tool, and gardening trowel. Looking at it makes you wish that Ravel did chew her nails, or at least had a nail file with her in the maze. I think it's better than what I'm... Yeah, because I have this crap, so yeah, this is just better. Let's use that. Ravel's gray hair. It's one of Ravel's long gray hairs. It's so old, it looks like her normally gray hair is turning an even wider shade of gray. It must be a few feet long, and it looks pretty tough to boot. I wonder what you do with that. Also, I still don't know what to do with this. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode here, and the next one we'll look for a way out of the maze, we'll fight the shadows. I might read the description of like this and stuff. But regardless, I think this has gone on for a little too long. Almost an hour, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next episode.